Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eva. This is Eva the Vegan, where I share all things simple and sustainable living from the perspective of an environmental science student, ethical vegan and activist. But I'll be talking about my barefoot running and my experience with running in barefoot shoes. I do have a whole barefoot playlist on my channel and I'll leave that linked below. So the first thing I would like to talk to you about is why I run in minimalist shoes. In my opinion, it's better for you and your body to run in minimalist shoes. I am not a doctor, I am not a physiotherapist, I'm not an athlete, I have no expertise in this area whatsoever, but I do have my personal experience and also evolution. So I always say when people ask me why I run in barefoot shoes, it took the human body a lot longer to evolve to running than it did for the human body to evolve to wearing shoes. So another benefit of barefoot running or running in minimalist shoes is the fact that there is less between you and the ground. Your foot is full of nerves and those nerves send signals all the way up your body into your brain and tell your brain about things that are happening on the ground so that you can react accordingly. A bump isn't going to stop being there just because you're wearing barefoot shoes or just because you're wearing cushioned shoes, but you won't hear about it. And so you could adjust your running form or stance in a way that negatively impacts your body over the long term because you're missing out on those signals and that connection. Another really important thing I think is strike. So how your foot hits the ground. Most people, most amateur runners, they hit the ground with their heel first and they kind of roll like that. If you were to put on minimalist shoes and start heel striking, it would start to really hurt because there's no cushion absorbing that. Instead, when you run in minimalist shoes, you have a forefoot, so you land on your forefoot, or a midfoot strike, and your foot absorbs a lot of the impact that your knee would otherwise absorb in cushion shoes. So the next thing I want to talk about is how long I've been running in minimalist shoes and my experience with them. I bought my first minimalist shoes, which was the Primus Light, in 2017. I used to do a lot of weightlifting and I bought it basically for squats and stuff. And I was mostly doing weightlifting and also doing a little bit of running for cardio on the side. So I got more into running about 2 years ago and I really started to focus on my form, and I've always been a terrible runner. I find running is very much a mental game and I really struggle with mental chatter. Yeah, so I wanted to improve my cardiovascular fitness and also do some kind of active meditation. When I was focusing on my form, I focused on creating a line from where my foot touches the ground up through your body to the top of your head. So where your foot is, you want your head and your foot, when your foot strikes the ground, to be directly in line with all those points, directly in line with your shoulders, with your hips. You don't want to be landing in front of your body. You want to be landing beneath you. And also really intentionally trying to improve my fore midfoot strike, not land on my heel. And also when I landed, if I was landing on a forefoot, tapping my heel. I also focused on running at a higher cadence, and I was cycling a lot of the time, so I practiced matching my running cadence to my cycling cadence. Together I run probably 6 days out of the week. I take 1 day off and I run between 2 and 4 kilometers. I don't run far, I don't walk or stop, I just run. I always go headphoneless as well because again it's like active meditation for me, and I find that doing yoga about 5-6 times a week has really helped with my mind-body connection, which helps in preventing injuries. The biggest thing that happened physically for me is that I got really sore calves and hamstrings. You have a wider range of motion, which means that you're using your calf muscles more and using your hamstrings more. I have got a lot of comments in the past about why I don't go fully barefoot on my runs. I live in a very urban area. There is broken glass everywhere. I think in the future, if I lived somewhere that was less urban and less tarmac, then I probably would run completely barefoot because I love grounding. I love grounding myself. I think it's a very powerful tool to stay connected to yourself, so you stay connected to the earth, but sadly it is just not safe for me to do so right now. So now onto the shoes I actually run in and have run in. So my Primus Lights, which I mentioned earlier, I ran in those for about 4 years. They have a really wide toe box. I don't have them anymore because they sadly had enough of me. They have about a 2mm sole, so they're very minimal, and I love that about them. The second pair of minimalist shoes that I've run in are the Vivo Barefoot Geo Racers, and these are my current running shoes. But I do find that they are narrower in the toe than the Primus Lights, which I don't like as much, and they do have a slightly thicker sole. I would say probably about 2.5mm, 3mm. I do prefer something a bit more minimal, but I love these laces. I always found that my Primus Lights came undone, whereas these ones don't. Once they're double knotted, there's no, you're not going anywhere. And I've had these for over a year now. You can see on my sole here where I run, walk, run, walk. These are surprisingly grippy, and they don't look very grippy, but I can assure you they really, really are. Yeah, I do like these, but overall I do prefer the Primus Lights, and when these have taken to the grave, I will probably buy some more Primus Lights, and yeah, but I do like them. So I quickly wanted to talk about my partner's experience. He gave me some notes and stuff to tell you all about his experience with barefoot shoes. So he probably bought his first pair of barefoot shoes about 2 years ago, and both of his are from Revivo, so they're refurbished shoes. He has 2 pairs, like a day shoe, and then he has his running shoes and training shoes. And he found that the transition to minimalist shoes for running was slightly hard, and he had some calf pain initially just because what I said earlier with the range of motion, but he does find them really comfortable, and he has the Geo Courts. These are the Geo Courts. Like I said, he got them from Revivo, and these are about 2 years old. You can see again like the same kind of wear and tear pattern on the sole where you land forefoot and then walk on your heel. You have like a nice wide toe box. They're quite minimal. They're more like Primus Lights, about 2mm. Some of the other things that he also says have been really great when transitioning to minimalist shoes for running and for everyday use is a massive improvement in his balance. I found that he had improved ankle mobility and strength. Also, he wears them in the gym, and they're really good for squatting in the gym. If you lift weights and you do squats in the gym, they're really, really good for that. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about barefoot running or anything like that, please comment them down below, and also your experiences. We'd love to hear about them as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Again, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. It would really mean a lot. Have a beautiful day, stay kind, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.